Hey there, welcome to our video. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of wanting more, but never quite feeling satisfied? It's a common experience many of us share. We often think that if we just get that promotion, find the perfect partner, or buy that new gadget, we'll finally be happy. But what if there's a different way to approach happiness? A way that doesn't depend on external things or circumstances? That's what we're going to explore today. Let's talk about the problem with attachment. Many of us tie our happiness to things, people, or outcomes. We think, I'll be happy when, and fill in the blank with whatever we're currently chasing. This creates a constant state of stress and anxiety. We're always looking to the future for our happiness, never quite content with the present moment. It's exhausting, isn't it? And the worst part is, even when we get what we want, the satisfaction is often short-lived. We quickly move on to wanting the next thing and the cycle continues. This is where the concept of non-attachment comes in. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is non-attachment? It's not about not caring or becoming detached from life. Instead, it's about learning to enjoy and appreciate things, people, and experiences without clinging to them. It's about being fully present in the moment without constantly worrying about what might happen next or what we might lose. Non-attachment allows us to engage with life fully, but without the desperate need to control outcomes. It's like holding something precious in your open palm, rather than grasping it tightly in your fist. You can still appreciate and value it, but you're not trying to possess or control it. The benefits of practicing non-attachment are numerous. First and foremost, it leads to less stress and anxiety. When we're not constantly worried about losing things or achieving specific outcomes, we can relax and enjoy life more. It also leads to more peace and contentment. We're able to find joy in the present moment, rather than always looking to the future for our happiness. Non-attachment also improves our relationships. When we're not trying to control others or make them behave in certain ways to make us happy, we can accept them as they are. This leads to more authentic and satisfying connections with people. We're able to love and care for others without the burden of expectations or the fear of loss. Moreover, non-attachment fosters a sense of inner stability. Our happiness becomes less dependent on external circumstances, which are often beyond our control. Instead, we develop an inner sense of peace and well-being that stays with us regardless of what's happening around us. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but isn't it just a fancy way of not caring about anything? This is a common misconception about non-attachment. Let's address some of these misunderstandings. One fear people often have is that practicing non-attachment will lead to a lack of motivation. They worry that if they're not attached to outcomes, they won't strive to achieve their goals. But non-attachment actually enhances our ability to pursue our goals. When we're not overly attached to the outcome, we can enjoy the process more. We're less likely to give up when faced with setbacks because our self-worth isn't tied to achieving a specific result. Another misconception is that non-attachment means becoming passive or apathetic. This couldn't be further from the truth. Non-attachment actually allows us to engage more fully with life. When we're not consumed by worry about the future or regret about the past, we can be more present and active in our daily lives. Some people also worry that practicing non-attachment means they won't care about important issues or won't fight for what they believe in. But non-attachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring deeply, but without being overwhelmed by our emotions or attached to specific outcomes. This actually allows us to be more effective in our actions because we're coming from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. So, how can we start cultivating non-attachment in our daily lives? Let's explore some practical steps. One simple practice is to start noticing your attachments. Throughout the day, pay attention to when you feel stressed, anxious, or frustrated. Often these feelings arise when we're attached to things being a certain way. Just noticing these attachments can be a powerful first step. Another practice is to cultivate gratitude for what you have right now. Often our attachments stem from a sense of lack or not having enough. By focusing on what we're grateful for in the present moment, we can start to shift this mindset. Try practicing acceptance of things as they are. This doesn't mean you can't work to change things, but start by accepting the current reality. Resist the urge to immediately judge situations as good or bad. Instead, try to observe them with a sense of curiosity and openness. When you notice yourself getting caught up in worrying about the future or regretting the past, gently bring your attention back to the present moment. Focus on your breath or your physical sensations. This simple mindfulness practice can help cultivate non-attachment. Another helpful practice is to regularly remind yourself of the impermanent nature of all things. Everything changes, and that's okay. By recognizing this, we can learn to appreciate things while we have them without desperately clinging to them. It's also important to practice self-compassion as you work on cultivating non-attachment. This is a process, and it takes time. Be patient and kind with yourself as you learn and grow. Of course, cultivating non-attachment isn't always easy. There will be challenges along the way. Let's discuss some common hurdles and how to overcome them. One challenge is that our society often reinforces attachment. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need more to be happy. Recognize these messages for what they are and remind yourself of the peace that comes from non-attachment. Another challenge is that letting go of attachments can sometimes feel scary or uncomfortable. We might feel like we're losing something important. Remember that non-attachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring in a way that brings more peace and freedom. Sometimes we might find ourselves slipping back into old patterns of attachment. This is normal. When this happens, don't judge yourself. Simply notice it and gently remind yourself of your intention to practice non-attachment. There might also be times when practicing non-attachment feels difficult due to strong emotions. In these moments, it's important to be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to feel the emotions without getting caught up in them. Remember, non-attachment doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring your feelings. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in cultivating non-attachment. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware in the current moment without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of our attachments and learn to let them go. One simple mindfulness exercise you can try right now is to take a few deep breaths. As you breathe, focus your attention on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. This simple practice can help you become more present and less caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Practicing non-attachment can have a profound impact on our lives. Many people have found greater peace, contentment, and freedom through this practice. For example, someone might find that by letting go of their attachment to always being right, their relationships improve dramatically. They're able to listen more openly to others and have more productive conversations. Another person might discover that by practicing non-attachment to material possessions, they feel less stressed about money and more content with what they have. They might find joy in simplifying their life rather than constantly striving for more. Someone else might notice that by letting go of their attachment to a specific career outcome, they're able to enjoy their work more. They put in their best effort but aren't devastated if things don't go exactly as planned. This allows them to be more creative and take more risks in their career. These are just a few examples of how non-attachment can positively impact different areas of life. The specific benefits will be unique to each person's situation. It's important to note that practicing non-attachment doesn't just benefit us individually. It can have a ripple effect, positively impacting those around us. When we're less attached and more at peace, we tend to be kinder and more patient with others. We're less likely to react negatively when things don't go our way, which can improve our relationships and create a more positive environment. As you practice non-attachment, you might notice changes in your relationships. You might find yourself being more accepting of others, less prone to conflict, and better able to offer support without trying to control outcomes. This can lead to deeper, more authentic connections with people. You might also notice that you become a calming presence for others. When those around you see that you're able to remain peaceful even in challenging situations, it can inspire them to cultivate more peace in their own lives. Now, you might be wondering, if I practice non-attachment, does that mean I shouldn't have any goals or ambitions? Not at all. Non-attachment is fully compatible with having goals and working towards them. The key is in how we approach our goals. When we practice non-attachment, we can pursue our aspirations without clinging to specific outcomes. We put in our best effort, but we're not devastated if things don't turn out exactly as we planned. This approach actually brings more freedom to our pursuit of goals. Think about it this way. When we're overly attached to achieving a specific outcome, we often experience a lot of stress and anxiety along the way. We might be so focused on the end result that we don't enjoy the process. And if we don't achieve the exact outcome we wanted, we might feel like a failure. But when we practice non-attachment, we can enjoy the journey of working towards our goals. We're able to appreciate the learning and growth that happens along the way. And if things don't turn out as we expected, we're better able to adapt and find new opportunities. This balanced approach to goals allows us to be ambitious without being overly stressed. We can work hard and strive for excellence, but our sense of self-worth isn't tied to achieving specific results. This often leads to greater creativity, resilience, and overall satisfaction in our pursuits. As we wrap up, let's recap the main points about non-attachment. Non-attachment is about enjoying life fully without clinging to specific outcomes or possessions. It's not about not caring, but about caring in a way that brings more peace and freedom. Practicing non-attachment can lead to less stress, more contentment, better relationships, and a greater sense of inner stability. Remember, cultivating non-attachment is a process. It takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself as you explore this approach to life. Start with small steps, like noticing your attachments or practicing mindfulness for a few minutes each day. The journey towards non-attachment is deeply personal and can be profoundly rewarding. As you practice, you might find yourself experiencing more peace, more joy, and a greater sense of freedom in your life. We encourage you to start exploring non-attachment in your own life. Notice how it feels to loosen your grip on expectations and outcomes. Pay attention to the moments of peace and contentment that arise when you're fully present in the moment. Remember, this isn't about achieving a perfect state of non-attachment. It's about gradually cultivating a different way of relating to life, one that brings more peace and contentment. We'd love to hear about your experiences with non-attachment. What insights have you gained? What challenges have you faced? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences might inspire others on their own journeys. And here's a simple challenge for you. This week, try practicing one non-attachment technique we discussed. It could be as simple as taking a few mindful breaths when you notice yourself getting stressed, or practicing gratitude for what you have right now. Notice how it affects your state of mind and your interactions with others. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of non-attachment. Remember, true happiness doesn't come from getting everything we want, but from learning to want what we already have. Here's to cultivating more peace, contentment, and freedom in our lives. Until next time, take care.